Hey guys, Miggy here, and today we're going to be talking about the Bugout series. So, regular size Bugout, mini Bugout, and then a couple of other knives to go over some stuff later on in the video. So, I'm just going to start with some very basic comparisons between the knife physically. So this is them in their little butterfly pattern. Right? Very nice. It's their length. This is their dimensions here. Practically identical in this dimension. Right? I'll have these specs up on the screen so you guys can read through the one sheet essentially with me. Just because I'm very bad at memorizing numbers. But they're essentially the same, very lightweight. We've all been introduced to the Bugout series, and we all know what we're looking at. So I'm going to skip right to the thing that you all came here to hear. My recommendation. And my recommendation is that if you have a medium-sized hand, about the same as mine or bigger, get the regular size Bugout. You'll thank me. If you have a hand that's a bit smaller than mine, mini Bugout, not a bad idea. If your hand is about the same size as mine or bigger, you will probably find that you're going to get a little fatigued carrying this all day, right? Doesn't matter as much if you're not planning on using these guys long term, and I don't think I would suggest using them for, harder work, opening boxes, cutting open boxes, and that kind of thing all day, because these will cause some fatigue. Just from having them in hand. This guy I've had for a little bit longer, but just from having them, you will feel kind of fatigued holding them because it's a lot of work to hold them. Okay? Now, I know that I just mentioned that if you've got hands that are smaller or bigger than mine, but we don't really have much of an idea of my hand size, so I wear a medium-sized glove. Okay? That's the length of my fingers. Here is a 12-inch ruler in my hand. Hopefully the scale comes through properly. Guys, that's the important measurement right there. Finger, thumb, ring, and pinky. So that should give you guys a good idea of kind of like what size of hand I have, right? So that we know how to compare what I'm talking about with what you have at home, okay? That way we all know what I'm talking about when I say smaller or bigger, right? It's hard to have a sense of scale, but now you do. And with these knives here, and I'll put them in my hand so that you can see and you can compare if you have something similar at home, okay? Now, very quickly, good points ergonomics-wise as well as, carryability-wise. The Bugout series is one of the lightest series of knives I have had the pleasure of carrying, right? If you wear shorts a lot, if you wear really lightweight pants, and if you really care about the weight that you're carrying, so, if you're not big into carrying heavy knives or big knives, these are fantastic for carrying them because the weight won't, cause a lot of momentum to shift your pants around or threaten to pants you in front of your friends. The other thing is that when closed, these guys have a very nice straight profile that won't bug anything in your pants, right? When you're trying to pull out, let's say, your phone or your keys or your wallet, versus something like this, which is the Manix 2. That is a chonky boy. Look at it. That thing will snag shit when you're trying to take stuff out of your pockets, okay? It's very thin when it's, it's not bad when it's like this, but when you close it, that spidey hole, just, ugh. In a pocket, not that great, right? And it's also heavy, so this thing will pants you, right? Same goes for a Griptilian. Same goes for the Pair 3. All relatively heavy knives for the amount of blade that you get. And they do take up quite a bit more space in your pants. This actually fits in a watch pocket on jeans, so guys, keep that in mind. Watch pocketable, sort of watch pocketable, but not really. You might lose it, okay? Next great thing about them is that they do have some pluses when it comes to ergonomics, right? I know I said that they'll fatigue you, but this mini clip here finds your finger nice and easy, and it becomes really very easy to hold on to, right? You can get a good grip on it. And same kind of thing happens here, right? That clip, your finger finds it, and then you're able to hold on to it. You're able to get a pretty good hold on it this way, but it's a little crowded. I don't like this feeling. I prefer this kind of a hold on the mini Bugout. Yeah? Okay, so now I want to talk about why I'm not a big fan of this guy for me personally. And I think it has to do with this. If I have my finger like this wrapped around the knife and I start to shake, the knife has a tendency to fall out of my hand. Same goes for the regular Bugout. Same test, right? If I have my finger here and wrapped around, not holding it, and I'll shake it, and it has a tendency to come loose. Versus a knife that's known for ergonomics, like the Manix 2, I could shake this forever, and we would not have any slippage, right? Granted, I can only do that for a few minutes before I'm usually spent. So, same goes for the Pair 3, right? So, I'm finding that with these guys, I'm having to put in a lot more pressure in my hand to hold onto it well enough to be able to use it for cutting purposes and that sort of thing. Not a problem, again, if you're not going to be using it all day, every day. You won't fatigue your hand, but if you are planning on doing it, some other knives might be a little bit better. So, we've talked about why I feel like these guys are not that great ergonomics-wise. And if you are looking at getting a knife for, if you are looking at getting a knife and you want some recommendations outside of the Bugout series, so let's say you're looking for something that's way more comfortable in the hand for long-term use and you don't care so much about weight, my recommendations are either the Manix 2 or the Griptilian with the regular grip or a custom scale like I have, even the Pair 3. Now what you will find is that when you're going Spyderco, you lose out on a lot of blade, mostly because of the choils that they put in. Right? The Pair 3 versus the Bugout in terms of handle and in terms of the amount of usable blade you get a lot more usable blade with the Bugout than with the Pair 3 for similar handle length. You also have the disadvantage that if you're carrying these guys, you won't really be able to put much else in your pockets other than, you know, maybe your keys, maybe a small wallet. If you're looking for a similar profile to these guys, but a little bit easier to carry, my recommendation is the 940. Easy to carry, right? Doesn't fail this little shake test that I'm doing. Comfortable in the hand. Similar in terms of thickness, except for the blade, obviously. The blades are a little bit different in terms of their thickness. But same, maybe a little bit more usable blade length. And it carries with a very similar profile to the regular Bugout. Okay? And then there's the steel wheel intrigue. Much longer, right? Sticks out past here. Nice ergonomics. Doesn't fail the shake test either, but a lot more length and similar carrying profile as the Bugout in your pocket. Now let's say that you want to go small. So this is a Kershaw leak, right? This would be my budget replacement for a mini Bugout. Not exactly the same, but doesn't really fail the shake test, and it's about the same usable blade length, maybe a little bit more than the Bugout. Quite nice, a little bit heavier, so keep that in mind. And then there's the Feist. I just wanted to put the Feist in because I like it so much. But similar blade length, very drastically different handle, but it doesn't fail the shake test. I don't have to work so hard to keep it in my hand. So that's really it. I hope that this video is a little bit shorter, but that's my thoughts ergonomics wise on these two knives, and a couple of thoughts that I have of alternatives if you're thinking of alternatives. But again, if you're not planning on using this all day for work, the Bugout is a great choice for jeans carry, for light carry, and just for people who might not necessarily need a knife but just want to be prepared. These are great for everyday carry. Did I mention they come in really nice colors too? Look at this Stormtrooper. That's nice. That's great. Then this blue. Ooh, this blue. They're good knives, but just be sure you're getting them for the right reasons. And now you know what you've got sizing wise, so hopefully that's helped. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Oh, one last thing. For any of you guys that are, you know, energy drink aficionados or whatever, Monster Mule. Not sponsored by them, but it's a much lighter kind of flavor, less carbonation than what I found with the regular Monsters, and a really subtle flavor and not as sweet of a flavor. Kind of a root beer, kind of like a gingery sort of kind of flavor during your drinking experience of it. Really nice. Give it a try. Bye.